All right, what's good, YouTube? We're gonna keep this one short, sweet. Been a little busy these last couple of weekends, so I apologize for not getting any content out to you. But I also wanted to say, Happy New Year's to everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed the New Year. Hope you were safe, happy, and everybody made it home safely and everything. No issues. And hopefully, 2025 is gonna be a good year for everybody here. So, as you can see, we're going over this Paul Wall video that I came across not too long ago. I actually posted it on my story, and I think it's a really good short video. So we're going to watch it real quick, and then we're going to kind of go over my thoughts and opinions of it. Paul Wall is basically talking about signing to other artists or being an A&R and things like that, and he explains it very well as to why I also agree with what he's saying. And I'll give some examples. So let's go ahead and run through the video if you haven't already seen it.
Every rap artist, when you make it now all of a sudden you an A&R and a CEO.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which hey, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, I am not an A&R CEO. I'm an artist. So all the artists looking to me to get a deal, hey, I'm trying to get a deal too. You know
You're
what
not
I'm saying?
signing no artists.
Yeah, I'm not signing no artist. And I strongly recommend, if you're an artist, I highly recommend you think really hard about signing to another artist, because a lot of times it's gonna be big bro, little bro in you and taking advantage of you because you ain't made it yet, and you gonna earn your stripes the hard way.
Take it from the go.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just telling you. So every young artist up and coming is looking to an established artist for, hey, why you ain't doing this for us? Why you ain't doing that for us? I'm here to tell you, man, it was DJs that did that for us, not other artists.
Say it again.
For
For
the
the
people
people in
that-
the back.
So every young artist out there, you need to find you a good DJ that's gonna rock with you, not another artist. Because the artist gonna big bro you, they gonna take advantage of your style, they gonna ride your wave and act like they the reason why you put on any.
All right. So there's 2 points I really want to hit in here. Is the part about talking about the artist, and then the part where he mentions a DJ. So let's start with the DJ part. So what he's basically saying is how he was put on. If you go back and watch interviews and videos of him back in the day, like he was a popular artist when I was a lot younger. But if you go back and watch those videos, he talks about he was just working at like a hot dog store, something like that. I saw this video recently. He was working at a hot dog place, selling hot dogs, and he was rapping on the side. And he got linked up with a DJ. DJ kind of put him on and got him into the right places and put his face in front of people, pretty much. So now fast forward 10, 20 years now. The equivalent of what he's explaining is you need to lock in with a good producer. If you got a producer that has connections, that or can make connections, knows people, that's who you need to lock in with, because that person is going to be able to put you in faces that you probably wouldn't ordinarily be able to see. Because think about it, I'm a producer, right? If I reach out to a certain artist, and I reach out to artists that I'm working with, or artists that I've recorded, or the connections that I've made over the years, and I put your face in front of these people because I have that connection, because I've already bridged that gap, because people recognize my name. That's what he's talking about. So like these DJs back in the day were able to be like, oh, I'm a DJ for such and so at this club. I done met this artist and this person, this club's promoter here, and this is they're able to make these connections and kind of branch out and make a big spider web or a big network of people that you could actually work with. So the equivalent of that nowadays would be your producer. So you have a producer that's worked with this artist, that artist, with this label and that label, and has connections with this A&R and that A&R. So things like that. That's what he's explaining. You want to build a connection with the producer. So it's having a solid producer, even if it's one or two, maybe three producers that you consistently work with, they consistently work with people. You'll start to build that network. So say for example, you're use me for example. An artist starts working with me, like their name and their algorithm will begin to connect with mine and start to branch them out to artists that are similar to the artists that I work with. So you might start seeing like China pop up, for example. You might see the artists that China works with pop up. Then you go from those artists and those producers to the other producers that are connected with. So if I say I do a collab with, just for example, Zaytoven, right? Now you're going to start. Now your name will be connected to me, China, and Zaytoven. Now you're connected with whoever Zaytoven works with. And let's say I bridge the gap between you and Zaytoven, for example, and you're able to network and communicate with him, get in his face, even if it's something as simple as I'm in the studio doing something, working on a beat, working with you, and then Zaytoven calls, hits me up, or text me or something like that. And I don't have no connection with Zaytoven, so don't think that. And then and he's like, "What you doing, man? What you got going on?" Oh, I'm in the studio with this artist such and such and so we're recording a song. Oh, okay, let me hear something. That alone, that possibility could happen and be the difference in you moving in the more positive trajectory quicker and faster versus you just being friends and trying to be cool with and calling everybody twin that makes songs and then hopping from different artists to different artists. Now make those connections with those artists, obviously, because the same concept applies with those artists, but the producer, like I've always said in other videos, the producer has a longer shelf life than an artist. Like always, it'll never fail. Think about Dr. Dre, right? And think about, we'll use him as an example. You got Dr. Dre, and then you got people like NWA. Does Ice Cube still make music? Is he still super relevant in the music world, or would somebody having Dr. Dre attached to your name be more relevant? Let's say, you know what I'm saying? So that's just one example. Down, then he also mentions about the artist signing you and Lil Bro and you. That's going to happen all day, every day. Because I'll give you a prime example. Look at all the artists that's on 1017, right? Everybody that Gucci Mane has signed. Love Gucci Mane to death, man. Love his music. But look at his artists. He's out of the artists that he signed. We know about a handful of them. Which what is Pooh Shiesty? I think Pooh Shiesty signed to Gucci, and well, you see where he's at. He's not making music right now currently because he's locked up. But let's just use that as an example. You've got a major artist that has all these other artists signed under his label, and they're not necessarily doing anything. And then I remember seeing a lot of people complaining about trying to get from out up under his label and this, that, and the third, because essentially, what these artists are really doing is like they're using your clout and your attention to help keep them bubbling. So I've used the example of when Drake made the song with Yeet. Drake's a popular, well-known artist. He's probably going to be a lifetime artist, not like Michael Jackson, but it'd be 20, 30 years from now, a Drake song could pop on that's a popular Drake song, and everybody knows the lyrics and the songs to it, and we're still singing it. That's in our generation or with around this generation. He's nowhere near like a Michael Jackson, so please don't ever compare that. He's not like a Michael Jackson or a Prince or these other artists that are like that. But we've got somebody like a Drake working with somebody like a Yeet. He's using Yeat's sound and attention to essentially grow himself and keep himself relevant. Because let's look at it. Has he made another song with Yeet? Did that song really go stupid crazy or anything like that? Are they working on an album together? Is Yeet now like on the same level as Drake? No. It was just a way to keep both. It was a way to elevate Yeet because Yeet's like, oh, let me look up to Drake. I want to be like that. And so Drake's looking down at Yeet like, yeah, I'm up here, but I need some of your attention and your clout to stay where I'm at so that you keep looking up to me. And that's essentially what's going on, and that's essentially how it works. Take another example, Cardi's label. The artists signed under Cardi. Cardi, in my opinion, at this point, is like just failing his fan base and the people that are really his diehard fans. He's not putting out music. He's not keeping his word as far as the album's gonna drop. He's doing it. He's just more of like a Instagram mysterious, trendy fashion, weird looking vampire with all the piercings in the tech. He's not really doing much. He's using the clout and the relevance of the people that signed underneath him to kind of just keep him bubbling and keeping him afloat with this whole opium label. Now, I mean, he still is popular. He still, has relevance, but he's going to slowly, if he continues to do what he does, he's going to slowly, just kind of his trajectory is just going to kind of just dwindle off and taper off, while the people underneath him are going to kind of suffer from that because then they're going to start to associate the two together. All right, you got Destroy Lonely and what's the other cat's name? Well, you just use Destroy Lonely as an example. You got Destroy Lonely and his whole camp, and then Homicide. You got Homicide Gang and all of that. Like they're making music, they're relevant, but they're not going to get to the level of Cardi while still being under Cardi. Because I'll give you an example that I've been told in sales because I'm in sales. Um, your boss is never going to pay you enough to live in the same neighborhood as him, right? So what that means is the artist that you're assigned to is never going to put you in a position where you're making the same money, or if not outpacing them, because then what's the point of being signed? Like why would you sign to an artist that you're making more money than and outpacing them? It does that wouldn't make sense. So it's best that if you're a popping bubbling artist that's like can kind of stay afloat by themselves with their relevance, it's best to kind of stay like that and get under a label if you are going to sign, or stay independent and do your own thing if you want to do that. But if you're able to get the label to be back behind you, that's better than signing to an artist that is really only signing you because of because of self-preservation. They're trying to keep their attention and their clout. It's like, oh man, that dude is popular. I don't want them to get too much popular above me before it's too late for me to sign them. So let me grab them and sign them so I can get a portion of their royalty. So as they grow, if they do even happen to exceed me, I'm still getting a portion of that. So I'm already here at this level. They're here at this level. And as they grow, if they're going to grow like this and surpass me because I'm already at a higher level, I should always kind of be slightly above them is essentially what these artists are doing. It like I like to equate everything into sales. It's essentially just a MLM format, which is a multi-level marketing. It's like I make all my money. If you're the person on the top of the pyramid, like on a pyramid scheme, everybody that's underneath you, they're helping keep the top of the pyramid afloat. So I got 10 artists down here that are like level 7 artists out of 10, right? And I'm the level 8, 9, 10 artists up here. As long as I keep a bunch of level 7s, level 8s below me and keep me relevant, I'm always going to be on top of this pyramid. It's just like a Ponzi scheme or a multi-level marketing scheme or pyramid scheme. That's essentially what these labels are that these artists are running. That's exactly how it works. I've been involved with a multi-level marketing business and in sales, and it's literally the same setup. It's just somebody's like, okay, I got signed to a label. I'm popping. I'm really good. The artist. I'm a relevant artist. People listen to me. They know me. They're going to click on my name when they see my name and what I'm associated with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my label. I'm learn from what they gave me over here. I'm going to take some of that and move it over here, right? Create my own label, and I'm going to do the same thing. So it gets to a point to where as long as I just keep signing artists and keeping them relevant, I don't have to put out music and do what I need to do as an artist. I can just kind of feed and leech off of these people beneath me. And using Cardi as an example, you see that. That's why you guys aren't getting the music that you want because he has artists underneath him that are popping and relevant, making money, making streams and things of that nature. So he probably feels like I don't have to do much work past this. I just kind of trickle a little bit of music out there and just kind of keep my core fan base a little bit hooked. And as long as I give them a little taste to something, they'll stick around and stay. But I've got all these other artists beneath me that I don't even have to work to do anything. It's literally just like a multi-level marketing scheme, and he's on the top level, and he's got people beneath him taking, doing their own thing. Because don't be surprised if you see like these artists like a Destroy Lonely, for example, eventually get to a point, and then now they talking about they're going to create their own level or their own label. So then you'll have Universal Music Group. Then you got you got Cardi or Lil John and Tay Tay and them signed to this, right? And then now they branch off and make their own label. After they make their own label, they have smaller artists underneath them. They grow to a certain level, then they branch off and make their own label. That's why you keep seeing all these different labels, these different smaller groups and stuff like that popping up. It's multi-level marketing. That's literally all it is. It's really easy to see and simple to see, and that's why I think this was a good video, and why Paul Wall is giving you a good example of why not to sign to an artist, because you could outpace and outgrow that artist. It's going to be much harder for you to outpace and outgrow a label that's got millions and billions of dollars and connections that they've had since the 70s and the 60s and 70s. These labels are older than a lot of these people. People that they sign are older than their parents. You know what I mean? So they've been around forever. So it's going to be hard to outpace them. But now an artist that's underneath these labels, you could outpace that artist for sure. Um, but that's it. I mean, I'm not saying signing to an artist is a bad thing or anything, but I'm not saying it's the best option either. Just you ultimately you'd have to do as you being the artist what's best for you. Personally, I think staying in the independent route as long as you can, maybe getting some what would it be called? Not necessarily signed to a label. You can sign to a label if it's relevant. If it's a good deal, go for it. But if it's, if you can get partnerships with like a label or something, or partnerships with these different entities like your Apple Music, your Spotify's and Tidal and all that stuff, and you're able to get partnerships and kind of build upon that and kind of create your own business, your own label, I would highly suggest that more so. And it may be even a slower process to actually make that happen. You may even technically make less money overall, but you'd have more of your money. Would you rather make 80% of your money and make, I don't know, let's just for numbers sake, $10 million and keep 80% of your money? Or would you rather make I don't know, $20 million, but you're only keeping 20% of your money. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the 10 million, the extra, the $20 million is $10 million more than what you're getting over here. But over here, at that 10 million, you're keeping a majority of your money versus over here, you're getting a nice chunk of that money, and it looks great because of the numbers that you're making. But if you think about it, it's like, shoot, I'm only getting 20% of my money. There's 80% that I'm paying to other people and other entities and A&Rs and all this other stuff that have no relevance to what I'm doing. And I don't own any of this stuff. So that's kind of how I see it. Hopefully, this kind of puts this in perspective. I think this was a really good video. I'm glad this actually popped up on my timeline. I was able to see it and kind of break it down for you guys. Hopefully, everything I'm explaining makes sense. I know it may not totally make sense to some people that are not super knowledgeable or versed in how all of this stuff works, but hopefully, I just kind of dumb it down and make it a very simple, palatable video for you guys to kind of understand what I'm saying. Again, I'm not saying signing to an artist is a bad thing. But from what I've seen and from these different examples, it's kind of going to keep you stagnant and stifle your growth, in my personal opinion. I think artists would be better off by themselves and let their growth happen organically but on their own, and they kind of build something for themselves. That's just me. I'm just a business-minded, entrepreneurial person, but everybody's got to do what they got to do and what they want to do. So hopefully that all made sense. Put a like in the comment section, or put a comment in the comment section. Like the video if you like it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Either which way, just interact with the algorithm so everything begins to work in my favor, and I can keep making these videos for you and giving you my topic, my opinion, breaking down some videos like this, and then we'll kind of just go from there. But that's all I got for you guys. We're gonna keep it short, sweet, and simple. Hopefully, I don't hold you too long, and I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. Peace. Oh, yeah. Also, too, follow me on all my social medias. Milan Makes Beats. If I got it, you'll find me. If I don't, you won't. All right. Take care.